It's nice to be back here live. I wasn't live at all last week and I missed you guys. So I figure it's time for an update. I hope I have enough light here. How are you all doing? Let me see. No, it's maxed out. So who's here? I'd like to know. Welcome to the live. Let's have a bit of a chat. I wanted to give you an update on how my mom is doing. Sorry, let me clean these glasses. They're all foggy. Update on my mom. And also update on how it's been going with thrifting and reselling. Lots of fun. Oh, great. Who's here? Hey, Matt. Hoochie. Hoochie Mama. Hey, Matt. How you doing? Um, I'm wearing these glasses because my blue ones are so strong that I keep taking them off. And then all of a sudden, I don't know where they are, and I did it again. I took them off, and then I had an appointment. I had to run out. And you know what I had to do? I had to wear the Aunt Flo glasses. Actually, let me go get them. Maybe I'm crazy, but I want to show you. Oop, I just totally slammed that door. Look at this. I had to go out like this today because I couldn't find my blue glasses. What do you think? So apparently this is very trending. I feel like it looks so weird. I mean, I guess it's fashionable, but I feel like I look weird like this. Maybe because I've been wearing them as Aunt Flo for the last 15 years. They're super strong too. I wear them when I'm driving. Anyway, I had no choice. You think it's hot? Oh my gosh. They hurt my eyes though, like for up close. Oh man, and I'm so tired, but I'm not here to complain. Oh, hi, Roar Lion. Yeah, I want to give you guys an update about my mom. I just want to see, a few people come in. Hi, Cece. Nice to see you. How are you guys doing? Hope everything's going okay. I've been at my mom's like almost every day. It's a little bit out of the way. It is kind of difficult to make the drive out there every day. So on top of everything I've been doing, but I wanted to make sure she wasn't alone. So, she came out of the hospital after a day and she had stabilized a lot and they thought she had a UTI. It gets weird. We're all confused and we're waiting to talk to the doctor. Well, tomorrow, my brother, I guess, is going to talk to her. So we thought that they said she had a UTI. They put her on antibiotics. Oh, apparently she didn't react well to the antibiotics. So they took her off them after a couple of days, but they didn't put her on a new one. Hi, Sean. Oh, hi, love. Didn't see you before. Nice to see you. So yeah, they took her off and we were like, that's weird. If she has a UTI, why don't they put her on a different one? But they didn't. And we just kept getting like all mixed up information. She's still bleeding. She's not bleeding. I was told she's not bleeding. My brother was told she's bleeding. I was told again yesterday she's not bleeding. So as far as I know, the bleeding stopped. Because that seems to be the majority of people saying it stopped. I don't know why one person said it didn't. Does she have a UTI? They don't even know. I even literally looked in the nurse's book, which is like this thick. There's notes on everything. Patient alert oriented, has bruise on right leg. Antibiotics discontinued. Like nobody knows though what was actually wrong with her. Anyway, I just have to let go and let God in this case because she seems to be okay though, in spite of whatever it is. If it's not a UTI, it's kind of concerning because we were thinking it was a UTI that got so bad that it was causing some bleeding. If it's not a UTI, then what is it? But yeah, she does have Alzheimer's. Hi, Bella. Nice to see you. She's in the end stages of dementia. So like I've had to start sort of letting go, which like it makes me sad. I mean, she's still with us. She might be with us for a couple more years or a few more years, but clearly, that's not going to get better. I'm lucky that I have had this mom that I have because she's actually a super fun person, very inspiring. My mom was very talented. It's like anything she touched, she was good at. She was good at music. She was good at sculpture. She was good at painting. She was good at weaving. She was very funny. She was very entertaining. She was an amazing fashionista. And she was just like a really fun person, I think some people have boring parents. I had always really interesting parents. They always had like really interesting stuff to talk about. They read a lot. They were they were into different things, and that's one thing my parents were never, was boring. Yeah, and my mother was a very good storyteller also. She was a lot of fun. And you know, that person that she was, she's not anymore. Some of her personality traits are still there. Like, she still seems to have a sense of humor. She laughs at things and she kind of makes little jokes, you know. So that's kind of interesting. That the humor seemed to be a very like enduring trait. Her positivity is still there. My mom was always looking on the bright side. Like I told you guys before, she'd always say, "Isn't it wonderful?" She always, you know, there's some people that like no matter what's going on, they'll always find the negative. They're always complaining. They're always looking at the what's not going right. My mom was the opposite. She's always looking at the positive. Although when she was younger, she was quite the perfectionist. It's like there was a time in her life where she was very tense and perfectionistic, and that used to drive me crazy. And I was always thinking, like, just ease up. It doesn't have to be perfect. I realized later, after my father passed away, that was because she was taking care of my father and she was just very devoted to him. Oh, hi, Monster. Hi, Payson. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Salty. I think that a lot of her perfectionism came from just a desire to please my dad, because after he passed away, she totally changed. She suddenly became really easygoing. She became like very involved with her grandson, and she just relaxed so much. So I don't know, that kind of gave me a different perspective on her. How did my parents meet? Oh, I'll tell you. So my father was a Polish Jew who had survived the Holocaust by going to the Russian side, and then was snagged by the Russians and sent to the Gulag, where he was for 2 years. And that's a whole crazy story that I have to tell you sometime. But he survived because he got TB, basically. And because he got TB, they put him in the infirmary. And the infirmary doctor was Jewish and was giving him his food scraps because, you know, fellow Jew. And they sent him out to pick blueberries with the women because he was too weak. And that probably saved him, because he would have also died of scurvy. No, Matt, that's just a regular vape, you guys. Um, so after the war, he tried to get into the army, Matt. And it took a little while because he's hanging out with these Jewish guys, and he finally realized like they wouldn't recruit them, like they wouldn't take them if they knew they were Jewish. So he passed himself off as a Roman Catholic, and he did get in the army, in the Polish division of the British Army, and he became a tank commander. I'm going to have to tell you the story of my dad and how he survived the war, because it's crazy. Uh, so anyway, after the war, well, the reason he was liberated and got out of the Gulag was because some kind of agreement with the British that they would release the political prisoners from the Gulag if they would fight against the Germans. So it was a special thing. It's on Wikipedia if you want to know more. I forget what it was called, but anyway, he got out because of that. He was actually like arrested for selling vodka and illegal bagels when he joined a Russian street gang. But yeah, that's another story. So, and also because he didn't register with the government. So after that, once he, you know, he fought in the war, and then he went to England and he worked in a bank, and then he came to Canada, and he was originally selling these pots like Guardian serviceware, the kind that Lucille Ball used in the I Love Lucy show. So he was doing, it was like a Tupperware party. Hi, Adrienne. So my dad would like go door to door and sell these pots and say, I will cook for you. You just host a party, I'll cook for you. And then if people want to buy the pots, they can, which is kind of like, wow, you know, humble beginnings. And that was in the Maritimes. And then he came to Montreal, and he knew these guys who had this company. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you too much now. But anyway, I do want to tell you the stories, the whole dad story sometime, because it was really crazy. Like a lot of luck, but a lot of also just like hard work and positivity. He met these guys who had started this company, and they needed somebody who would be, hi, Susie, thank you. Yeah, she's okay for now. Um, they needed somebody to like be the face of the business because they didn't have that much class. But my dad was a really classy guy. So one year after he got to Montreal, those guys had abandoned the company for some reason, and they left him the car. So he literally had a company and a car a year after arriving in Montreal. So that was amazing. And then he got involved in the restaurant business. And he was kind of old compared to my mom. He was 14 years older. So what happened was my mom was a bit eccentric. So was my father. It runs in the family, I guess you could say. Thanks, Susie. And my mom had been on a date with some guy. My mom, in the meantime, was a stewardess with Air Canada. She was super cute. She'd been on a date with some guy, and he said, "You know, you're odd. I have a friend who's also odd. Maybe you guys should meet. Maybe you would get along." So that's how she met my dad. It was a blind date based on the fact that they were both odd. Sorry. And sorry guys. They hit it off. I should get some water or something. Here, hold on. Frogs. My parents met on a blind date. Okay, my mom was quite young. Let's see, she was 36 when I was born, so she was only 27. And my dad was like in his 40s. Or something like that. Anyway, you do the math. I guess he was 41. Wait, yeah. And he when they met, she said to me that her first reaction was, "He's so old." My dad had these bags, kind of like I have, but like really like bags. Oh, what year was this? Let's see. I think they got married in, they got married in 1968. And they had me in 71. So, wait, they dated for 6 years before they married. And then they waited 3 years before they had me. Okay, so it was 1962. So my dad was 41. Yeah. My mom thought he was old. My dad had a back injury in the war, and he was like all like Aussie, hunched over, and he had big bags. And she was like, "Who is this geezer?" But then they got along really well, and then he didn't want to commit, and it was like 6 years of her waiting for him to finally make up his mind. And it's like, what's there to make up your mind for? You've got this cute woman who's totally devoted to you. What are you afraid of? Just marry her. And she finally went to the rabbi, and she was like, "What do I do to get this man to marry me?" And the rabbi said, "Well, you just have to have him sign these papers." So she like arranged the marriage. Apparently she like arranged this ceremony. There was almost no one there, like literally, but it was at the temple, which proves that she was converted before she had me, because she had to be converted to marry him in the temple. So they had like this like super small wedding. Just a couple of people were invited. My mother like planned it behind my dad's back, from what I understand. She arranged it. She set it up. She got the dress, and it was supposed to be a surprise. And I think they were engaged at this point. She had an engagement ring, yes. And then one of his friends said, "Well, Ted, I'll see you on Saturday." And he said, "What's happening on Saturday?" And he said, "Well, your wedding." And he was like, "What?" He didn't even know. So that's how he found out. So he comes home and he says, "Edith, what is this about a wedding on the Saturday? Who is getting married?" "Well, Ted, I thought that it's time that we got married. And since you're just lollygagging and hemming and hawing about it, I felt that I needed to take some action." And he was like, "Well, okay." He just sort of went along with it. I'm not kidding. My mom literally arranged her own marriage. She's like, "That's it. It's been 6 years. We're getting married or I'm leaving." But she didn't say that. She just went to the rabbi. She like arranged the thing. "Ted, you're getting married on Saturday." "Okay, Edith, we're getting married." So they go to the synagogue and they get married. And she didn't have like a super long dress. She had a little white mini dress and a little tiny hat and a little like fake braid in her hair, from what I remember. It was like, her hair was short, and then she had this, I still have this braid. It was just like a little extension that she put like this, and then a little hat like a little nest for, like the braid made a little nest for the hat. And that's how they got married. How crazy is that? And then they had me 3 years later. So there you go. And they were together forever. So she's doing okay. You know, as she's getting older and she's becoming more senile, I put up this post to show you her through AI, which looked remarkably quite a bit like her when she was young. Yes, Cece, it is crazy, right? It is an interesting story. I've never heard of anyone doing that. Photos? Oh my gosh, you guys, I do have some photos. Hold on. The thing with those AI pictures is because she's older and she's lost a lot of the youthful fat, her face looks like more drawn. Middle-aged, my father was 49 when I was born. And my mom was 36. Wait. Yes, because he was born in November. I was born on my mother's birthday, which was in April. And he turned 50 that year. So, yeah. My mom wasn't that old, but my dad, yeah. Let me go get this album. Hold on a second. Because actually it's right here. It should be. You know, I think that I have developed that amazing skill that moms have of being able to like find anything in the house in a complete mess, except for my glasses. But you know, sometimes my son will be like, where's the such and such? And I'll just be like, oh, it's right here. And I'll just pull it out. Oh, of course, the album, it's on top of the cupboard under a bunch of blankets. Of course. I mean, that's where it always is, right? Yes, it's late in life. And the reason for that was that, well, my mother had a few boyfriends before. Oh my gosh, I could tell you stories about my mother too. See, she was a stewardess. This is so crazy. I am going to go on a tangent to tell you the story. I'm always like, so you don't go on all these tangents, you talk too much. But you've got to hear this story. So my mother's a stewardess with Air Canada. She's from Germany, right? But she's based in Canada. And she flies to England or Rome or Paris. Like once a week, she does these overseas flights. Thanks, Monster. What? Oh, labels, whatever. I don't have a low self-esteem. Don't worry about me. It's fine. So anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent about that. But okay, so she's flying to Europe every week, and she goes to the States too, from what I understand. So she meets this guy in England. His name is Dick. It was a name at the time, actually. There were still people called Dick. So she meets Dick in England, and she's kind of dating him. Then she meets Nick in America. And there was a third guy. I think his name was Bill. So she's sort of dating 3 guys in 3 different countries. She had this first love, Fred, very handsome, you know, tall, dark, and handsome, from Germany, but that didn't work out. I know, it's short for Richard. It's just people don't usually, there's not a lot of dicks around now because it's got a different meaning now. Well, anyhow, yeah, so there's Nick, there's Dick, and there's Nick, and there's Bill. And there was Fred. And Fred was her true love that she was sure she was going to marry. He was from Germany, I think from like her same town. Man, I got to tell you a story about that and how they met and the crazy stuff she did. But maybe another time. Well, after she and Fred broke up, well, what happened with Fred was she realized he was totally self-absorbed. So she starts flying. She's a stewardess. She comes back for Christmas. And she's expecting him to propose and give her a ring. And instead of proposing and giving her a ring, or really anything good, he gives her a framed picture of himself. And she was just like, ugh, such a narcissist. Like, you're so self-obsessed. It was the last straw. And she just kind of like the penny dropped. And she realized, no, this isn't going to work. So that was the end of that relationship. So she's living in Canada, she's flying around, and she's dating Nick, Dick, and Bill all at the same time. Don't make assumptions about how far she's going with these people. Maybe she's just seeing them and they're getting together and they're having a good time. I don't know what she was doing, but she did have three men on in three different countries. I don't think she would mind telling you. She used to tell her stories to everyone. And she told me that she was waiting to see which one would come up with a ring first. So literally, if one of them had proposed, she would have married him. But the thing with, wait, no, it was Bill who was in England. Oh my gosh, I get confused. The problem with Bill was he was a truck driver, a lorry driver. And it was funny when they were introduced and she had kind of known who he was. And she said, "Oh, Bill, you're the manure man," and embarrassed him in front of everyone. She kind of was like, I don't really think I want to marry a British lorry driver. Imagine my father could have been a British lorry driver, but she really liked him, you know? But after a while, I think she just decided, I want more out of life. So that leaves Nick and Dick. I forget which one was where. Maybe one was in Canada and one was in the US. Bill the Manure Man, that was definitely in England. I guess Nick and Dick were like in the US and Canada. And they were more successful. And I think at some point she just decided she didn't want to date. She didn't want to marry Bill. But it was kind of tossed up between Nick or Dick. And she was literally just waiting for someone to propose. And then how did this end? I don't know. At some point they didn't propose and so she moved on and she started seeing people here. And then she met my dad. So that's the thing. My mom had a lot of boyfriends, but nobody asked to marry her. So this is why, well, she was only 27, which is young by today's standards when she met my father. But this is why she was single. She had so many men, so little time, but none of them wanted to marry her. They just didn't bring out a ring. Then she meets my dad and it's basically the same thing. Like he dated her for 6 years. But this time she took control and she like made him marry her. My dad's name was Ted. That's short for Edward, well, which was his English name. His Polish name was Edek. But he had a Hebrew name too, you know. But they had like a Hebrew and a Polish name, or Christian name or whatever. So yeah, eventually, like, I'd have to check on how she broke up. Oh, look, here, I have a photo of my mom and my dad. This is actually the photo that I used to do the painting. How old am I? I'm 52. Okay, so let me show you the painting. I know you guys have seen it before, but I'm just going to show you again. Can you see it? Okay, you see that painting up there? This is where I got it from, and it was a challenge because my mom asked me to do a portrait, and she gives me a black and white picture, and she wants me to colorize it. So this was them, like the dashing couple, but my dad was a lot older than her, as you see. He was a really nice person. Look, my mom was all super glam. She always had her hair short like that. And she had always like super, I have these earrings. She was like super glam earrings. I have this dress. This is an Albert Nippon dress from the 80s. I have it. And I have those earrings too. I have no use for it though. And it's too small for me. Yeah, there's my dad. He was a great husband. So let me see if I can find you a picture of my mom when she was young. I did the AI because when I'm with her, like, she's talking a lot about her mom and she seems to think she's back in her childhood, like in Germany. She doesn't really have awareness of like what's going on now. She doesn't even remember her husband very often. Sometimes I'll say, "Do you remember Ted? You remember Papa?" And she'll be like, "Oh yes." But a lot of the time she seems to think that she's back in her teens or something. So when I spend time with her, like she says, "Oh, my mother wants me to be home for dinner," you know. I see the girl in her, you know, and I think it's sad how when people get old, everyone's kind of like, "Oh, look at the old crocodile, who cares?" You know, it's like they forget they have feelings. I've said this before, like a baby doesn't communicate well, but we still dote on it and love it because it has big eyes and it's cute. We love the baby and we care for it and nurture it, and we know that the baby doesn't understand anything about the world and it can't communicate well, but we know it has feelings. But with older people, like, they get neglected. I think about what happened during the last few years and what our government did, and I don't even want to go there because I feel like it's so horrendous. They locked people in their rooms, you know, for months on end, and worse. It was horrible. And if they had done that to children, they would have never gotten away with it. But they did it to seniors. And a lot of those seniors had nobody to, like, had no family or nobody to care for them or stand up. Oh, hey, there she is. Okay, this is a really small picture. I hope I don't ruin it by taking it. Wait, let me see. Oh, here's one. Okay, I'll take this one out. She made these albums. Oh God, you want to see me? I have a picture here. I'm slimmer? Oh, thanks, Susie. I don't know. I weighed myself on Janice's scale, and it says I'm just as fat as ever. But my clothes fit better. I think my face is depuffed. I don't know. You'd think I'd lose weight with how little I eat, but anyway. Okay, this is my mom at 15 years old. Isn't that amazing? And she always had like the short curly hair. That was the style at the time. So the AI of her, what? Will you two make some more funny videos for us? Who? Us two? Me and who? I want to make funny videos. I have a couple like in the pipe, but honestly, I'm just busy, man. I have a lot on my plate. So she had these plump cheeks, you know, but in the AI, like, it got this part right here with her mouth really well. It got her nose, it got her eyes. It just didn't get the cheeks. Oh, Jana. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I feel stifled though. Like, honestly, with YouTube, like with comedy, I'm like scared. It's like, well, I don't know, maybe it's to get offended or something. Who knows? God, you want to see what a little troll I looked like? I was a funny looking baby. Goes to show, don't assume. If you got a funny looking baby, give it a chance because it might get better as it gets older. Look, I was a funny looking kid. It's a little troll doll. Can you guys see that? Is it clear? Oh, that's so sad. Sorry about your grandmother. I know, it's just inhumane. You don't let people see each other. It's terrible. Really awful. They didn't even, look, I have big eyes though. They didn't like even like try to like make a way. Anyway, let's not revisit all that nightmare. I'll show you some more pictures. Oh my God, you want to see what? I love this picture because it just captures like what happened exactly. So my mom, she was a bit of a control freak. Like, she liked to, oh my God, that's our old apartment. My mom, she liked to do things her way. Red hair? No, I didn't have red hair. I had like blonde. Well, I was born with brown hair and then it went blonde, then it went brown. Okay, my mom, sorry about the truck. She had read an article in Life magazine that said that you can choose the sex of your baby depending on what kind of a douche you use. So if you use baking soda, it'll favor the passage of one sex of sperm, and if you use vinegar, it'll favor the like expedite the passage of the other. So she's like, oh, it's in the bag. So I'm gonna just do this, and I'm going to have a son. And this was in the days when there was no ultrasound, so you did not know what you were having until the baby was born. I kind of wonder, like, how did people make layettes and what did they dress the pups in? Like, were they all just in yellow and white? Oh, okay. So vinegar for a girl, baking soda for a boy, whatever. That's what they said. And my mother kept that, she kept that magazine. And I found it. And she told me the story about how she did that. Except it didn't work in her case. But she was so sure that I was going to be a boy that, look, she had all my clothes picked out in blue. That's me as a baby. Isn't that funny? There's my mom in 1971. There's me, the little pup lying there. And I'm in a blue suit because she was so sure that she went and bought all these boys' clothes. And when I was born, the doctor delivered me and said, "Congratulations." Wait, wait, I want to get this right. How did this happen? He pulled me out and he held me up. And my mother, the first thing she said when she saw me when I was born was, "There's something missing." And he said, "You have a daughter." And she said, "That's impossible." She said, "There's something missing." That was the first thing, because where's the pee-pee? It's supposed to be a boy. And I guess it just messed with her head. And she really did not think that I mean, it was scientific, right? What was that? Vinegar for a girl, baking soda for boys. I guess she did the baking soda. She was 100% sure this was going to work. Big believer in science. Thought it was impossible. Well, it wasn't. And so I think that it kind of was a bit of an adjustment for her, because she wanted to have a boy first, so there'd be a big brother, and then a little girl. Big brother could look after his little sister, but it ended up being the other way around. So funny. And then they called me the little coconut because of my brown hair. And there's our little dog. He was really cute. This little Yorkie was very spoiled. My mother had him in her handbag. He was like a Paris Hilton handbag dog. And he was very spoiled. And when we were born, he bit us. He was not happy to have the competition. Let me see what else I have. Oh, wow. I have this is a great picture. Like the AI picture. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid to take it out. I think it's going to destroy it. This this picture, she looks a lot like in the AI. You probably won't be able to see it. See that picture? That's her with her parents. My mom's the taller one. And the little one's my Aunt Ula, who I went to visit last year. She does look like the AI picture. Yeah, I'm the older one. I have a baby bro. Oh, you want to know who I look like? Well, I look like my dad, but you know who I got my coloring from? Oh, I'll have to do it like this. Wait, no. Can I take it out? Okay, this is my grandmother. She was the only brunette in the family. And I have another picture of her here. I certainly got her body from her. That's my grandmother, Hedwig. I got the brown hair and the hazel eyes, because on my dad's side they're all blonde and blue-eyed, and apparently I look a lot like his sister Sonia, but the coloring is from my grandmother. My aunt is blonde and blue-eyed. My mother is blonde. You see her hair. Everyone in my family, except my grandmother. Let me show you. These are my grandmother's parents. And this is my grandmother's grandfather, and he was the only one who has a dark complexion like that. And he wasn't from the same area. And when I did my DNA test, it turned out I had like 20% like Spanish, something like that. And where did this come from? Well, a little bit was from my dad because of him being a Jew and everything. But I found all the genealogy on my mother's father's side, and it definitely wasn't there. And it was very hard to find anything on my grandmother's side, because they only trace the German record. So once it goes outside of Germany, they don't have it, because the Germans were like meticulous with records all the way back, you know? And so the only clue that I have of where we got the Mediterranean on my mother's side was this grandfather. Maybe a Spaniard. I thought he was Italian. I always thought it was Italian. But then the DNA test, oh my gosh, he's so dark. You see this guy? Wait, I wanted to focus on him. Is it gonna focus or what? Anyway, he looks like thoroughly bronzed. He does not look like a German. He looks, and I mean, his wife looks like super pale next to him. I don't know if it was Italian. I thought it was Italian, but and he was like maybe Spanish or something, something Mediterranean with the olive skin. There was a little bit of that on my mother's side, so that was a bit of a mystery in the family. And then I have some adorable pictures here. You're gonna love this. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Can you guys see that? This is my mom. No, he's not French. No, they're all French and German and my mother's family. Then there's this like Mediterranean that we don't know where it comes from, but we figure it comes from my grandmother's grandfather. Somewhere there, yeah. Look at this. That's my mom as a little baby, as a little toddler. I just wish that it was clearer. Can't see it very well. And I have another one that's extremely cute. And I think this is with her cousin. I think his name was Wolfram. Yeah. And look at the hair. And this is in the 1930s. My mom must be about 3 and he's about 2. Super cute, eh? I always kind of thought, oh, maybe one day I'll scan these pictures and make her a book. I never got it done. You want to see some dark history in my family? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. You do? Okay. I hope YouTube doesn't give me a strike for that. What I'm going to tell you. Okay, so this is in Schwenningen. This is the house. That's the house where my grandparents live and where my mother grew up. And that's even where I went to visit my aunt. They still live in the house, but it looks different now. But that is the house. Look at that. And it's on a postcard from like a long time ago. At the end of the 50s. I wish I could go back. I miss my aunt. You wouldn't believe how much. I miss her like a hole in my heart. I miss her like it was my own mother, and I don't think she even realizes. I've written to her, but I tried to make phone calls, but it never worked because of the time difference. I feel like an idiot. Anyway, I have this in my family too. This was my great uncle Eugene, who was, yeah, exactly what it looks like. Yeah. And this was his son. And this is crazy. This is the one that Gunnar is named after. Can you guys see him? You thought he looked like my dad. What do you think of this? Wait, what's the wow for? Oh my God, my son. And you know why I named him? This was Günther. And I named Gunnar Günther when he was born, but nobody could pronounce it. It's a weird German name. So I named him Gunnar. And it's cool because in Germany, like, he has a normal name, right? But he was named after Günther. Because his father was in the military, and because of the times it was, of course, his son had to go in the military. And he was very young when he was sent out at the end of the war, sent to Russia, shot in the butt, sent to a military hospital, and then shot while in the military hospital by the Russians. And he was the only son of my great aunt Emma. And so I don't know, when Gunnar was born, I was gonna name him Alexis, and then I was like, wait, no. And it was just like I kind of just felt like no, this is no, he's going to be named after one of my German relatives. And I had to think about it. And then I realized I was going to name him after Günther. And the crazy thing, you guys want to hear something so crazy that would almost make me believe in reincarnation? Maybe really believe? Günther was shot in the butt, like Forrest Gump. And Gunnar has these little moles that look like if you had an entry and exit wound through your butt cheek, and then when he was in the hospital, he was shot in the back, and in two shots in the back that came out in the front. And Gunnar has 2 dots and the mirror image in the front, as if a bullet went through, and you see the entry and the exit. And it's like Gunnar literally has the identical markings of Gunther's wounds. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, he really does. And you know, Gunnar has this fascination. Yeah. He has this fascination with war. He always did since he was young, and he spent so much time researching World War One. Well, Eugen, of course, was a big deal in World War One. Also a big deal in World War Two. He was killed. He was wounded and then like died somewhere in a hospital after. He was killed from battle. Hi, Kukum. But this one, and Gunnar didn't have those marks when he was born, and they came up after. And I thought it's just too weird because he is my only son, and I knew he would be. Hi, September. Hey, thank you. I knew he was going to be my only son. And Emma and Günther had this very close relationship. He was a good son. And I don't know why. I just felt like I needed to name him Günther, which is so weird. Like, what a weird name. Well, so Gunnar, like, although I, of course, like, did, like, all granola parents and raised them, like, not encouraging him to do weapons, but I always gave him a lot of freedom, but I certainly didn't raise him with any kind of such culture. He was always obsessed with guns. And with war, like, from a very early age. And then, you know, he got really, really interested in Russia and Russian language. As it so happens, the person he was named after was killed by the Russians. So it is weird. It's almost like he's retracing his steps. And what's weird too was when we went to Germany, Gunnar's lived here his whole life. He never picked up any French. He was there and he started picking up the German like really fast. Like he was talking to his cousin, like picking up words and understanding. It's crazy. Yeah, and if you saw his face, I wish you could see it really clearly. There's a lot of resemblance, especially like around the lips and stuff. But he also looks quite a bit like my dad. Like he looks like a lot of us. So there, that was how Gunnar was named. Let me see if I have anything interesting. I have this. When I was a kid, my parents had these friends called the Sheards. And every New Year's, we would go out to their country place. Man, I was a rich kid, and I didn't know any better. I didn't know any different. They had all these rich friends with these big, huge, like, estates, and they had these big, huge, fancy parties, and I hated it. I didn't want to go. Boring, adults, and whatever. There's, like, not enough kids. It was not fun. But anyway, they would always, like, have this dress-up party at New Year's, and here's my parents dressed like, I don't know, the Sheik and his wife. Oh my gosh, today this would be so politically incorrect. My father is dressed like, I don't know, what's he got, a turban on his head? It's like a bath towel, a floral bath towel. And my mother is dressed like a genie in a bottle or something. Yeah, well, you could do that. Back in the 70s, it was okay. Now people will be like, oh my God, I'm so offended. Total cultural appropriation, or whatever they call it. Let me see what else I can show you. Oh, there's my, you want to see my parents being rich? Did I hang out in Westmount? No, I grew up in the Golden Square Mile, which is like the same kind of thing. I kind of really envied the people who lived in Westmount. I always was like, why did my parents have to get a stupid condo downtown in the Golden Square Mile? Like, why couldn't we have a nice house in Westmount? I wanted a house with a garden where I could go outside and play with other children on the street. And I was in this huge, tall building. There was no kids around, and it sucked. And where I lived, though, like, you could go up the street, and then there were these little, like, sort of enclaves, sort of like a little circle, and there would be little houses. And yeah, you could play there, but it wasn't the same. I wanted to live in Westmount with all the trees. But they wanted to be downtown because my dad wanted to be near work. But let me show you my parents being rich. Here they are. Very glamorous. She's wearing like, what is that? Like a sequin, some kind of getup. Black tie dinner. Pretty fancy stuff. Yeah, classic. I hated all that though. I always thought everyone was so fake. I kind of liked poor people better because it seemed like they had a lot less to prove. I felt like rich people were so phony. They had to keep up appearances, and I felt like my mother, I thought she never had any real friends. She did, like her stewardess friends, but I felt like all the people that had at the house, it was so formal, and it was always like they had to have the best china and make this nice spread, and people sat in the living room, and everything was very proper, and you had to entertain. Yeah, they spoke French. My mother actually spoke French before she spoke English. She spoke French since childhood because of where she was from. My father learned it later. But yeah, I always thought like, ugh, the rich people suck. Oh, I wouldn't mind having some of that money now, though. At the time, like, I seriously, like, I just resented everything so much about rich bougie people. No, but this was even beyond bougie. These people were loaded. This wasn't bourgeois. This was like les riches. There was some old money and there was some new money. And like my father had friends who made millions, like multiple millions on the stock market. He wasn't that rich. But this wasn't bougie. This was like legit rich, you know? Oh, there's a picture of me as a teenager, but you can't see me very well. Hold on a second. I know there's a couple more in here that I'd like to show you. Oh. Yeah, I just resented everything about it, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I would like rebel by wearing ripped jeans and hanging out with poor folks. Oh yeah, they're very competitive with each other. I felt like it was very shallow. It was like it was all based on like the sort of like culture of entertaining one another, but it was like you never really. It seemed to me like my mother had no like close friends that, like, other than her stewardess friends, that the relationships were just so shallow, and it was always like everything had to be perfect, and I hated it. Just trying to see. Oh my god! My parents being rich again. Hold on a second. I have to take it out because there's like other members of the family in here that... Okay, this is New Year's at the Ritz, 1996. Being rich and shit. Yeah, and there's my mom too. She has like a big feather in her hair. It looks very fancy. I'll show you. This was New Year's at the Ritz. What are they doing there? I don't know. I didn't get invited. But if they had invited me, I probably would have screwed things up for everybody. Maybe I would have got drunk or done some dumb things. Let's see. There's a picture of my dad's restaurant. Oh, there's a picture of me. Oh, there's a country house. I can show you that. Of course, everyone has to have a chalet. But the chalet was nice. Here, hold on. Well, look, I can just show it to you like this. Say there's the chalet. That was the country house for Christmas. 1995. My parents hanging out on the orange couch. It was a really nice house. Did they meet famous people? I think they did. I think my dad did a lot because of his restaurant. And I know that we once had the Russian consul general come over for dinner, and it was a whole big deal. And one of my mother's friends, her daughter was married to Rick James. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But they weren't famous, like, you know, actors and celebrities. They were just like stock people, like traders and like business people and like government people and stuff like that. Very important people, as it were. Yeah, my brother, I don't talk about him because he's very private, so I just respect his privacy. End of story. I never even said my brother until like this year. I used to always say my sibling because it's like, this is my thing, not his. There's my parents being rich again. This was 1996. Oh, big band. Yeah, when they were young, like they used to dance. They used to swing dance. My mom was a really great dancer. Apparently, so was my dad. Let me see what else is in here. Anything good? Anything interesting? Oh, oh, is that me with short hair? Oh my god, I'm so white. I look like a ghost in that picture. Speaking of ghosts, though, my mother had taken these pictures of her and her friends in the bedroom, the bedroom that used to be closed. You had to go in through a window, and there was orbs in it, and I really wanted to get my hands on those pictures. I have a couple here, but the orbs aren't in them. She cut the pictures like to fit. They were like these panoramic pictures. They were like this room, when we moved into the house, it was closed. It used to be a bedroom, and they had walled it off, and then somebody had to make a window to even access this room. And okay, so here is the room. Like, here's where the bed is, and there's a hallway, and my room was here. I was the only person who could sort of perceive this spirit that used to go from the stairs, not walking around downstairs, just the stairs, and it would go up and past my room and this way, and it would just do this trajectory. And I was sure there was a ghost, and I was really scared. And the ghost was mostly on the stairs. And then this series of pictures, the original series, you could see an orb like going across. Like, she took like several shots from the same place, and it was like you saw the orb traveling across the room. And I saw that. I was like, "There's the ghost. That's the ghost. I've been telling you." And then one night, I got up to go to the bathroom. I think I told you the story before. And on my way to the bathroom, which I'm showing you here, it's like, it's right here, and my room is over here. I see my mom like at the end of the room, and she's going like this to me in her nightgown. So I start walking this way, and as I'm walking towards her, I look at the bed and I see her sleeping in the bed, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's not my mom." And I thought, "Oh my, I must be crazy, you know?" And then the dowser came looking for water, and the dowser said, "You have a ghost on your stairs." And I said, "I know who that ghost is. That's Clymena Clark. And I don't know what she's doing in the house, but I'm sure it was her." And the dowser sent her off. So the dowser confirmed what I had said this entire time. So maybe my parents didn't think I was completely insane after that, but I was sure it was her. And I don't think she was a bad ghost. I personally, what I think happened was her husband died, and then she died, but not there, but she came back to the house for some reason. She like got stuck in it. Well, Clymena is no longer in the house. But I think that they're, you know, like when people cross over, because there's people that cross and they come back and they say, "Oh, it was beautiful, and there was a tunnel," and then, you know, and they go into the light. But there's some people that, you know, there's this like in between stage where they leave their body, and they're like, and I could see the hair, like people's hair from the top, and I could see the barrette that the nurse had in her hair, and they could see things that they shouldn't be able to see because they're lying on an operating table. So how do they see the things from the top, right? So they're out of their body, and they're just sort of watching what's happening. Or like a car accident, and he's like, and I was standing there watching them working on me, and then they get back in their body. So there's this in between stage before they go through into the light. And I think that there's some people that just don't go. They stay. They stay sort of in between worlds, you know, like in between here and the hereafter. That's what I personally think. Are they stuck forever? I don't know. I used to like look into this quite a lot. Oh wait, there's one of the pictures with the orbs. It's right here. How crazy is that? I wish I had the rest because you could really see the orb like traveling across the room. I've heard that there are some places where it's a portal or there's a demon in that area, or even just a really evil spirit, a person who was a person in life but was very evil and then crossed over and doesn't want to continue to cross because they don't want to go to hell. So they stay and they will trap other spirits. And then the thought of that, that's just scary, man. And they could trap innocent spirits, but they're able to like sort of keep them back, you know. You see that right there? There it is right there. And so there were several pictures and you could see the orb going like this. Like you literally could see the progress. See that? That's the orb right there. Anyway, all kinds of things come up when you look at old pictures, right? So that's pretty much it. I have a picture of my mother's garden here. What happened? A sudden death like bleeding out. It happened at Toys R Us in California. Friendly ghost. What happened? What happened in Toys R Us? He would turn on the toys. We don't really know, you know. And we will know one day. But I tend to think that if you're connected with God here, you go back to God. And if you're not, if you're in rebellion against God, this is my personal belief. If you're in rebellion against God and you're angry, you will go to an angry, dark place with the absence of God. And I think that there is such a thing as sort of in between. I can show you this picture. That was the garden. Wait, what happened? Ooh, he had, oh, a chainsaw accident. Oh my God. But what was he doing with the chainsaw in Toys R Us? How'd that happen? So he had this accident in Toys R Us, or it was just a ghost of somebody who had this accident? What, how, he didn't really like use it. He didn't really die in Toys R Us. He must have died on the property like before they built the Toys R Us. Yeah, my mom was a huge gardener. She used to grow all her own food. Like, that's why when people say, oh, well, you know, well, did your mom eat this or that? Or why she have dementia? My mom did everything right. She used to even grow her own organic food and do that whole thing. She was very active. She was gardening this garden until she was like in her 80s. During a night shift, he had an accident with a chainsaw in Toys R Us? Did I understand that correctly? Holy crap. Oh my God, that's awful. But what was he doing with a chainsaw in Toys R Us? That's so weird. Well, I believe it. I think it's possible. I'll put this away. So, go use the haunting music. I don't have the haunting music. I only have... That's the wrong button. That's not what I was going for. So stupid. No. Ugh. What the heck? Why do I keep hitting? Okay, it's this one. It's got to be this one. Hold on a second. Okay, well, let's try them all. Okay, well, that was pretty good, right? Thank you, thank you. I always have this thing. I know, thanks. That was really funny. I have my own laugh track. I can laugh at my own jokes. So I have this thing, and I feel like we need to use these more often because these are excellent. Yeah, the haunting scream and applause. Okay, wait, what's this one? It looks like a hairdryer. Let's try it. Uh-oh. All right, wait. Okay, I'm not gonna do that one. I get banned. How about this one? Okay, wait. They're really good. I love this thing. I had it in a drawer. I forgot all about it. Wait. Special tricks. Wait. What's the worst sound for you? The drum? Wait. Hold on a second. Cha-ching. Oh no, this one's not gonna be good. Okay, we know the scream, we know this one. This Anita's favorite sound effect. Anita programmed my sound effects board. I should really use this more often. It's pretty good. So, I wanted to tell you about how it's been going. You want to get my opinion on dew? You talking Mountain Dew, honey? Yeah, mama's so stupid she'd try to climb Mountain Dew. Well, you guys, I did a video about that years ago with California, you know. Let's keep it cryptic here. I wouldn't want to get sent to the meat grinder. So yeah, I mean, it's possible. I know what you're talking about. Out in the land of the Hulukahiki, yeah, I saw, and it was terrible. And of course, it went through my head too, you know, because what was weird was, it's right next to the ocean, and there was like, I thought it was weird because like, well, where's the trees, you know, like what is exactly, but I don't know how this happened. Anyhow, I wouldn't rule it out, but we don't know. But we always think that whenever anything happens, it was the government. So we don't really know. And we had all these fires up here, and then all of a sudden it started raining. It's been really cold all summer. I wanted to tell you about my thrifting expeditions and my reselling, though. And then I'm going to have to probably go clean up Erin's place, even though it's the middle of the night. My place is really like, it's starting to look like, look, I have my own little thrift store here. My friends can come over and buy clothes off me. Actually, I've had people buy clothes. So, I got a pair of, what are they called? Coach loafers, and they sold really, really fast, and they were immaculate. And actually, I didn't pay for them. Sometimes people are trying to get rid of their stuff, and they'll be like, can you help me declutter my house? I'll be like, yeah, sure. And I take a lot of that stuff to charity, but some of the things I can keep and sell or wear. I have some things that were given to me. There's this lady who has a serious problem with like hoarding, and a friend of mine who knows her reached out to me to help her, and I've got to get up there and like grab that stuff off her because I didn't make an appointment with her, and probably a lot of it's just junk. And I'm gonna drive up there and use my gas to go up to Ville Saint Laurent and take all her crap, put it in my car, and then figure out what to do with it because she needs help. So I better get on it. But when I do that, there will be things in there that I can sell. So I sold the Coach loafers. I sold a pair of Boulay cowboy boots that were super small. They were like, they were supposed to be size 5 men's or 6.5 women's, but they were so narrow. A girl came over from Marketplace. She couldn't even get her size 6 foot in there. And I realized it was an A narrowness. And when the lady bought it, I messaged her. I was like, are you sure? Did you see that it says narrow? And she's like, it's okay, I have small feet. So I was happy. She's gonna have those great boots because it is hard to find good boots and things when you have unusually large or small feet. And then I bought a pair of Crocs Mary Janes at there's these people, I think they were like Colombian or Venezuelan or something, that have bought a building over there. They're the landlords, and they have a yard sale every weekend. Now they're not supposed to do that. Legally, they're allowed to have one, I think, once or twice a year, but nobody's stopping them, and they just keep doing it every weekend. And so I finally stopped, and I said, I asked her about the yard sale, and she said that they're the owners. And I said, do you let your tenants sell on the lawn too? And she said, no. I was like, oh, okay. So I started thinking, I bet you this is stuff that people have left behind when they died or got evicted, and now this landlord is selling it as a yard sale every weekend, because it was all this random furniture and stuff, and not really nice things, but I found this little pair of Crocs Mary Janes, and I bought them for $5 because they were in good shape. And there was a sweater. It was like just an old mohair blend sweater, nothing really great. And I was like, how much do you want for a sweater? And she said $5. I thought, you must be joking. The thrift store wouldn't even charge that much. It's not that good. And I said, I'll give you 8 for both. And she said, it'll be $10. And I was like, okay, fine, keep your sweater. I'm really glad I didn't buy the sweater, but I'm really glad I bought the shoes. I listed them at 6 in the morning. They were sold by 10 a.m. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. So I'm sort of starting to know, like, there's certain things that if you find them, do buy them, because they will sell. And, oh yeah, oh my God, I can't show it to you now because I just packaged it. I found this gorgeous vintage 9 West bag, like a big shoulder bag with all these metal studs on it. And I'll give you the link in my chat because you have to see it. My closet. Hold on a second. I want you to see this. I have my closet all mixed up. Oh, here it is. This bag was so gorgeous. When I found it, I was like, oh. Here, I'm going to give it to you. Wait. Here. How long I had to wait to do live shows? I didn't realize, like, it was such an elite thing. I thought that I should have access since I'm a Poshmark ambassador. So I messaged them and I was like, hello, dear so-and-so, I am a Poshmark ambassador and I noticed that I don't have access to live shows. Could I please have access? Thank you very much. And they were like, okay. I literally emailed them and they gave me access. But I've only done it live like 3 times, and I only had sales on the first one. Because it's very hard for me to plan in advance, because the right way to do it would be to tell everyone, hit like on this post so that you get notified when I go live, and put that post in your live so they all know. I haven't done that, and it's very hard for me to schedule in advance because I never know what I'm going to be doing. It's okay for me to do a silent show. I can do it anytime. But because of the lighting, because my son still goes to bed really, really late. And last night I had an emergency with Twinkle and I was up till 6 in the morning because the poor little guy wasn't feeling good and he wasn't eating. And he's okay today, but I had a rabbit emergency. Oh, hey, that's cool. Vintage jewelry. Yeah, just ask them. I don't know. Write to them. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, it's really hard for me to know how my day is going to go. It's just, I keep telling myself, like, at some point I will do more live shows, but it's like I have very few daytime hours because I'm up so much at night, and I'm using them to like go visit my mom and like do all this other stuff I have to do. I don't have time to sit here and do a live show. Oh, you haven't done one? Hey, Robin. Robin in the house. You did silent shows. How's it going with the silent shows? Have you sold anything? Because I've done a few and I haven't sold a thing. I'm gearing up to do a Barbiecore show and I want to do a cowgirl show. But please tell me. Applejacks, are you in Canada or the US? Couture Trader? Leave me a comment like on my get to know the posher kind of thing so that I know it's you. I'll try to remember. I'll write it down. Couture Trader. Hold on. Yeah, please tell me. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do a show as Anita. People would think this woman has lost her damn mind. I think it's okay on YouTube because you guys know me, but if I went on Poshmark and I was like, so, yeah, I got this sweater, which I wore it the other day, and I guess I better wash it because, yeah, I had a lot of BO, so trust me, don't worry, it's going to be clean by the time I send it to you. You know, I can't do that. Most inappropriate stuff. Yeah, it's like that'll be the death of my live shows. So, oh, hi, Pam. That's it. I can only do what I can do. Yeah, I need it on Poshmark. Aunt Flo. Aunt Flo would be great on Poshmark. And she has like that American accent. She'd be like, y'all, this is going to be a wardrobe staple. I guarantee it. Oh, you're in the US. Oh, well, it's kind of weird, eh? Like, I can't even follow US people anymore. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I can follow them, but I can't see their stuff. You haven't sold anything on a silent show? Really? Okay, interesting, because I've done a few, and I was like, what am I doing this for? There's nobody here, almost no one. People are stopping in, and I think that there are other sellers checking to see if I have anybody in my show. I didn't sell anything, so But I have been selling without any of that. I've been like trying to get really good at getting stuff that people want. And I guess it's better. I mean, like I remember the month before, not last month, the month before, I sold 6 things in the whole month and I was like, yay. And then last month, in the first 2 weeks, I sold 6 things and I was like, that's really great. So I'm going to sell more. And how many did I sell? I think maybe 20, like in the whole month. I've already sold 12 things this month. So I'm like heading towards beating my previous record again. I mean, it seems like I'm getting better at it anyway. Still haven't signed up for Posh Sidekick, but I did attend the webinars. Like I'm doing the webinars, the monthly webinars with the other Posh ambassadors, exchanging tips, and not everyone is using the not everyone is using the automation, and yeah, I don't know. Like I'm really paranoid about technology. It says I don't have any listings. Yeah, it's because you're in the US. But here you can see this listing. That's the one that sold. I know, it's so crappy. I don't like it. I think if you're not logged into Poshmark, then you can see, because when I do a Google search, or if I'm just on Google, I will get listings where it says US dollars. So if you give me the link, I'll be able to like go check it out as long as I'm not logged in, to go do it in another browser or something like that. Well, I've kind of thought, yeah, it sucks that we can't sell to the US and vice versa, but you know what? There are some women in the US. I mean, look, when we get 10, 15 people in a live show, it's like, wow, that's a lot of people. 40, it's like, oh my God, so many people. In the US, they get like 800 people because, you know, like 200, 400, 10 times the population, they get 10 times the traffic. And there are some people in there that are extremely ambitious resellers with huge customer bases and enormous live shows. So the good thing for us Canadians is that as long as we're separate, we don't have to compete with them. No, Matt, it's not. I'm not worried about VPN. I'm more worried about how is it going to link to my account, and I don't know. I'm just nervous about using a new app, you know. I mean, it took me a long time to even just get on Poshmark. I was on Marketplace forever. Now I don't even do it anymore, hardly. Oh, but I do still. I still find things. I found an Oriental carpet yesterday. They closed the garage in my building, and this sucks because I can't park the car in I can't park the car in my garage, and I can't put the garbage in my garage, and I can't use the laundry room. Now I have to do. Good thing I bought the Gallagher ringer, because now the laundry room is closed. It's funny how that works. But I can't do Aaron's jeans by hand. Drives me crazy. Okay, I'm gonna check that out though, Robin. I'd like to talk to you about it sometime, about how you used it. I'm just nervous I'm gonna screw it up. Anyway, so we have no more access to the garage. I had to rent a garage across the street. I had to pay $1,500 up front for 6 months worth of rental. That's a lot of money. But I had to do it because I don't want to leave my car on the street, because everything will get stolen. Like, they'll take my car apart. Lots of crackheads here. I have to go to the laundromat now, but I'm going to do my stuff by hand. And I can't put my garbage here anymore. Like, we're supposed to go around the back and like leave it on the ramp in the alley. But the thing is, that building has fabulous garbage, and you wouldn't believe the stuff I find in there. Give me 1 second. I really want to show you this. No, I'm doing it live. So you guys know me. I have absolutely no shame. I do pick garbage, and look what I found. It's an Oriental carpet. I don't think it's very high quality because I know something about Oriental carpets, having grown up as a rich girl. This is just a regular, like, machine made. I don't think it's Simon's. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like it's just printed on. It is actual knots. But I think it's machine made. I think it could just be like, actually, it's not that bad quality. But it's not like, it's not an antique. It's not like one of those really good ones like the one I'm standing on. Not 100% sure, but it's not bad. Maybe somebody can tell me. No label. So it's not IKEA, that's for sure. I can tell by the feel of the material. It's too soft to be IKEA. But the way the colors are and the fabric, it's very silky. It's so silky that I think it's just artificial fiber. I think it's like acrylic. It feels like that. There's some, I don't know, man. Anyway, it's in really good shape. It's pretty big. Maybe I'll Google Lens it and like get more info. No, it smells good. I think that they just moved. No, there's no label. There's nothing. I think it's sort of like medium quality, like from one of those places up at the Côte d'Ivoire Mall or something like that. Anyway, this is the kind of thing that I can sell on Marketplace. So I'm still doing it. It really ties the room together. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm kind of like debating whether I should sell it. I don't want to keep another half-ass Oriental carpet. No, this can't be cotton. I'm sure it's artificial fiber and it's machine made. And it's a sort of like, it's not the cheapest one, but it's not antique or anything. Anyway, found it in the garbage. Wait, let me show you what else I found. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. I literally found this wrought iron chandelier in the garbage. See? It has this long thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not bad, eh? You know, wrought iron is very valuable. There's only one problem. It's missing the nub for closing this up right here. But I mean, it is a good chandelier. I don't know what it's worth. But stuff like that I find, hold on. Stuff like that I find on my garbage picking expedition. Yeah, it's wired, yeah. Oh, you found the rug on Wayfair? Really? Well, that's interesting. Well, see, I can find things like that are in really good shape, and then I can sell them for like a really low price, so somebody can get a really nice item for very little, because, well, I didn't pay for it, so I don't have to extort them. I don't have to gouge them. I just ask the minimum and sell it very quickly, you know? So we'll see what happens. It's a pretty good chandelier. It is missing one screw, one nub, but I'm pretty sure that could be replaced. I wonder if like one of my Iranian neighbors would know about the carpet, because the Persians are like really, they're big on carpets. Find free, sell cheap, win-win. Yeah, man. And I get all my packaging too in the recycling bins. And Gunnar was filming me the other day and he was sending his friend the footage. He's like, look, my mom's picking the garbage again. But it's like, I like doing it. So, you know, it's like my new hobby. Well, it's not new. I've been doing it for a long time, but I do more of it now. But I got to get rid of the stuff. I cannot keep it here. But I feel like I'm doing a good deed because like I'm preventing stuff. I mean, like I'm not gonna save the planet, obviously, but I feel like I'm doing something good because this stuff would go into the garbage, and instead I'm like rescuing it and I'm connecting it with a person who wouldn't have been able to afford it otherwise. So it's win-win for everybody, even the planet. No, this vape is very like low key. Well, with the carpets, it really comes down to like what they're made out of. See, I have one right here on the floor. I know that the high quality ones there are a rougher material, and the threads in between are like a camel color, and it's rough. Um, this type, like the one that's here, those older ones, those are the valuable ones. Those ones that are like all perfect and printed like that, and especially if it's acrylic, I can't be sure, but nah, not 15,000. And nobody would pay that much. Like I could probably sell that on Marketplace for $50 to $100 maximum. And the chandelier maybe 50. Even though I think the chandelier is probably worth like $500 new. Anyway, look what I found in the thrift store. I've been practicing my cleaning skills. I'm obsessed with cleaning and restoring shoes and bags. Yeah, you can post a link. Okay, look, it's a Coach bag. It's my first Coach bag. You notice this is fairly clean. Oh, wait. This is not supposed to, it's not closed properly. I screwed it up because I took it apart. Let me see if I can do a better job. Okay, that's better. Okay, this is a vintage Coach bag. This thing I found in the thrift store, and it was so dirty that I think that they didn't even take it seriously as a Coach bag because it had all stains here. Like the whole bag was just dirty. I got this thing clean. It only has like, it has like one tiny, tiny little fray right here, but it's so small I can't see it. See, you can still see a bit of the stains right here, which is okay for a vintage bag. It's not unusual to have some stains, but look how nice and clean. You still see a little bit of stain here, but it's not that bad. I'm not going to do it again. And this here, it's almost like bleached out from me scrubbing it so hard. And it's weird because this side is not, and then this side is. I don't know why. But yeah, the leather is all perfect. It's pretty cute. So I paid $15 for it, and it was a disaster. It was a complete disaster, this thing. And I saved it, and it's all beautiful and yellow and like nice and spring, you know. A little bit stained, but it's not bad. See, it used to be like darker like that. It's okay though. Like when they're vintage, this happens. The inside is good. It's got the patch that says this is Coach, and it's, you know, you can see the patch right here. You're a stain removal expert? Oh, Robin, yeah, you have to be, right? Robin, what would you sell this purse for? Vintage! Look how cute it is. I almost don't want to sell it. It's like, I love it now. She needs a name. What do you think, Robin? How much is this worth? I don't know. I was like, well, it's vintage and it's got stains. Maybe I'll put it up for 50 bucks. But I mean, this purse new? No. 150? I doubt anyone's going to pay that. For, well, I mean, it is Coach. But yeah, it has a little fray right there, but it's just like literally one fiber. I feel so bad. I wonder if that was me who did that with my overzealous scrubbing. Keep it? No, I can't do shoulder bags because they hurt my shoulders. Although it does go really well with what I'm wearing right now. Hold on a second. My God, I have no more room. I need a bigger apartment. I better make lots of money so I can move to a bigger apartment so I can have more stuff. See, this is like a 90s .0 dress. And then I've got like my 90s vintage bag, and it kind of goes really, really well, right? But I don't care, you know. I've got nobody to impress. I'd be more worried about damaging it. You think 60? Yeah. I mean, I know that the value originally is 390. That's the original value of this. But God, I don't want to get lipstick on it. I don't think I can ask for that much. I mean, you know, you think 60? Okay. I'm gonna like keep it for a little while just to have it near me. What's her name? She needs like a nice name. She needs to have a pretty name. I love how like yellow. It's so like spring yellow and white. It's so cute. Yeah, but I don't want to be an asshole and like ask for $150 for a bag that is like stained. And then again, like with vintage bags, like people do kind of expect that it's not going to be perfect. So Clementine, that's cute. Yeah, Clementine. But Clementine seems like she should be orange. Ooh, you sold a bag like that for 45? Local. See, I'm afraid to put it on Marketplace. Those bastards are probably going to say that it's not real. It is real, though. I even have the number for it and everything. But I was like, wow, my first Coach bag. I remember when I bought my first Kate Spade bag and it had like a big dent in it. I still haven't sold it. But yeah, not bad for 15 bucks. So if I put it up for 50, like assuming it sells for 50 means I get 40 and minus the cost, so that means that I make I make 25 bucks for all my trouble of cleaning it. The Creed tag, yeah, there's usually like a little tag that's attached to the outside and it's been removed. But it has the leather patch tag inside, which is also authentication. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe 80. Vanilla. Miss Vanilla. You agree with Susie? Clementine? It's like a southern name. Yeah, anyway, she's a treasure. I love her and I'm keeping her safe. Put a lot of work into her. Hope I didn't like wreck her by scrubbing her so much. But man, the dirt though. Like the bag was, as we say here in Quebec, magané. And let me show you what else. This was crazy. Oh my God, these are so gorgeous. This is insane. They're size 9, so I could wear them even though I'm like an 8.5. But look at this. These are called Wishbone. And they're very expensive. These shoes, new, are $268. Patent leather ankle booties. How crazy is that? Robin, can you believe this? Can you believe this shit? Some bougie Westmount lady probably ditched them because there's just like a little white mark there and a matching one on the other side. Yeah, these are really seriously fancy shoes. So if they were 268, I mean, I guess I could put them up for 135. Probably wouldn't get that much for it. Oh, they're like immaculate. And when I got these, yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, they're like new. Like there's nothing wrong with them. Like even all the leather is like perfect. They look like they just came from the store. They're not even dirty. I didn't even have to clean them. Even this. The tag is still there that says the size. I paid $15. Oh yeah, just for a little mark. Who pays that much and donates them? Rich people in Westmount. That's who, I think. And I've seen people donating in the bins, and then the guy was like, would you like a coupon? They're like, oh no, that's fine. It's like, oh no, I only shop at Aritzia. I don't shop at the thrift store. Don't be silly. Yeah. And I was like, I'll take the coupon. Right here. Coupon. The hobo over here. But yeah, so I had loaded up the cart and I keep telling myself, no more shoes. They take up too much space. But you know what? They sell. I mean, shoes have been some of my fastest sales. I'm thinking like I'm gonna have to stick with shoes because they sell. Shoes and bags. So yeah, thrifting's addictive. I do feel like I have a thrifting addiction, but I kind of just feel like I'm really enjoying myself. So like, what's the big deal? Like I don't suffer from my addiction. I thoroughly enjoy it. You found $800 men's shirt at the church sale. What was the brand? Yeah, the shrinking middle class. I know. I'm certainly not even in the middle class. Oh my God, look at this apartment. It's like, holy crap. Oh, you're a size 5. No way. How cute. Oh, I just gave some size 5 boots to the thrift store where they had like a little thing on them. Hold on a second. Put these away very carefully. Yeah, what was the brand of the men's shirt? You know what's crazy though? Like, I noticed that I find some things that are like super high quality. Wait, hold on a second. Let me show you the shirt. This shirt, I picked this one up because it's pure linen. It's very high quality and it's pink. So it's going to go in my Barbiecore show. It's like oversized pink linen shirt and it has pink sequins here, which is kind of cool little detail. I don't remember how much I paid for it now because I took the damn tag off. Oh, what's this? Oh, no, it's just the light. This shirt, the original price is $245, but it's not trendy. It's a German brand. And over here, it's just not a trending brand. So I can't sell it for very much because nobody wants it. Somebody will eventually realize that it's really good. But there's that thing going on. A very high quality clothes that nobody wants because they don't have the right name on them. So I've started to realize like I have to get certain brands. You got to do what works. I got these too. These are so cute. I just got them yesterday. They're size 6.5. They're what's the name again? Aerosols. So it's not like a high-end brand, but they're just so perfect. Like they're like new, and I love that they're gold. And they're size 6.5. Lagenhook? What's that? What's that $1,300 Etro shirt? What is that? Wait, you listed it for 200, sold it for 125? No kidding. What was the brand? Oh, D squared. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. I got these. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with these. They're Steve Madden. They're little boots. They're called Trupa. And I tweaked them, like made them all perfect. I mean, yeah, they're nice boots, but I don't know, like maybe the market is flooded with them, but I just picked them up anyway. But I'm sort of like really obsessed with like shoe and like restoration. Like I bought all these things and I'm experimenting on my own shoes. Like I got like a suede cleaner and different things because before I had the suede eraser, but it kind of can screw up the suede because you're like rubbing off the color. So I bought that and I have some glue. So like if a part of a sole is coming out, I can like fix that. So that's good because people will throw things away just because there's like one little defect. So if I can fix it or clean it, that opens more options, you know? Whoops. Ah! Oh my God, it's the chandelier. The chandelier got me. I can't stay here. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to show you. I think you guys saw this. Oh, these pants. This is so crazy. These are pure wool. Pure virgin wool, actually. Wait, who are these by? Oh, these are Jones, New York. But I found a bunch of these like pure virgin wool men's pants. But you know where I found them? Etro is a bolo. Okay, thank you. I'll try to remember that. There's a lot of bolos out there. Oh my god, you know what I'm obsessed with now? There's this brand called Spell and the Gypsy, and it's like super boho, but it's way better than Free People. And there's just something about it. The shirts are just amazing. They got like vintage look to them, like kind of Art Nouveau style. If I ever see Spell, it's like it's coming with me. It's like Desigual style, kind of like Desigual Free People, but really, really high class. Like it just looks so good. I seen this on Poshmark, and I was like, what is that? And why is it worth $240? You know? Etro jacket. No kidding. $3. Oh, Robin, I stopped at the church sale here in Westmount. They wanted $20 for a pair of old Lululemon leggings. Oh my God, speaking of Lululemon though, hold on a second. I got this. This is so amazing. This is a Lululemon down puffer jacket. It's all goose down and goose feathers. No, the chandelier doesn't have bad energy. I just tripped on it. But look at that down puffer jacket. Oh no, don't worry about the chandelier. It's fine. I'm very sensitive to energies. I wouldn't have brought it home if it had bad vibes. Yeah, this one's really good. Lulu, and it's down, which is why I grabbed it right away. This was $20. They don't sell things for cheap. I did get a discount because I had the 20% coupon, but I had to pay $16, which is very cheap for a Lululemon. But you know, obviously, like, you know, when you get things at a church sale for $3, that's a whole other category. No, I didn't hear about that. Well, anyway. Oh, you gave it all to the thrift store. Oh, well, you helped somebody, you know. Maybe there's a lot of the resellers are moms. They're like either they're moms that the kids have left the nest, or they're like single moms and with side hustles. Etro, okay. And the other one's called D squared, right? I've seen D squared. I didn't know what it was. Interesting. Hope I can remember that. Anyway, this was like, I was like, oh my God, it's so nice. And you know what? It was stained. It just had like these stains all over it here. People just, oh, it's ruined. Give it away. I cleaned it. It's perfect now. Yeah, this one, you bought a Lulu jacket for 60? You paid up $60 for it? Or is it for you? This one originally like was 148. Now they sell for more, but it's an old model from 2021, but that's not that old. I just listed it for 110. I was like, let's see what happens, you know. They can always make me an offer. I usually just accept, unless it's like super low ball. But I was sure this is a really good item to have, you know. And I love the orange color. And that's kind of what I do, is like sort of specialize in colorful clothes, because that's what I like. What else do I have here? I know you guys saw this one too, right? I think I showed it to you last time and my bracelet got stuck on it. Hold on. I love this thing so much. It's not even listed yet. Oh my God. And I listed something and then I realized, oh no, it has a pulled thread. I have to fix that. But it's fine. I can fix everything. Isn't this amazing? So boho. I showed it to you last time, I think, but I really love this one. So anyway, those are some of my finds. My gorgeous shoes. Those were really cool, the wishbone shoes. So this is all the stuff that I've been listing. And like, yeah, it's pretty much listed like up to here. And this, all this stuff going forward except for this is stuff that I still have to list. So that second half is not even done. The men's pants. No, no, no. I'm not gonna keep it for myself. It's fine. I just wear the same old shit all the time. It's okay. I don't need it. I'll just destroy it. Um, the pants. Yeah. When you live in an apartment building and there's lots of people there, then sometimes people get too fat or they lose weight and they decide that they don't want their stuff anymore and they just put it there and you just go down and you're like, oh hey, look at this. Pure virgin wool men's dress pants. So I got those for free. Don't tell anyone. Well, I did find them, but they were clean. You know, they were just like in a box that just been brought down, and I was just like, okay, I'll take them. And actually, there was a bunch there that were they were also good brands, but they didn't say wool on them. And Gunnar and I made 2 bags. I brought those home, and we put all the rest in a bag, and we brought it all to the shelter for the natives down there, Resilience. So we took the time to like go down there and donate all that, plus some belts and things like that, because it's not just about, oh, I just want to get this stuff for free. It was also like, well, it shouldn't be in the garbage. There's people down there who could use it, you know, and they were really good quality pants. But I didn't want to like keep all of them, you know. So we did sort of half and half, donated. So I guess that's it, you guys. I guess I'll head out. I'm gonna have to like clean up and go to bed pretty soon, but I just wanted to touch base, let you know it's like it's going okay. I'm having fun, but I'm like super busy and I'm so tired, especially with the rabbit emergency last night. Your sister's apartment had a drop off or pickup for clothes and furniture. That's really cool. My friend who lives down there, they have that too. They like put stuff and then other people take it. How do you find my store? My online store? Oh, here, I'll give you the link. Hold on a second. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I could go to sleep right now and just like, I know it's not going to happen though. I really don't want to have to go downstairs. Take care of Erin now. I'm too tired. It's Poshmark Elga's Bazaar. Yeah, nice seeing you too, Kookum. The thing is, Hillbilly, you can only buy from the store if you're in Canada. So anyone in Canada can buy my stuff, but they don't do cross-border. So I said, since you guys are my audience, I'm showing you all this stuff on YouTube, you can email me. I gave my email last time. I gave you the truthergirls@gmail.com. And if you want something that you've ever seen in a live, just email me and we can arrange it. You just pay me through PayPal and pay the shipping. If you want, you know, like just letting you know, like, and you guys get a discount, obviously. I'm not going to sell it to you for the Poshmark price. Because, you know, why not? Like, a lot of the stuff that I show you here, it's not even listed. So there's always that option. If there's something you want, email me, thetruthergirls@gmail.com. But listen, not to be mean, but I can't have like really long, like pen pal type things going on in the emails. Like, I like when you tell me who you are and like send me pictures and give me updates, but I'm not able to like write, because imagine I have a lot of people writing to me, I have to read it and then I have to write all these long letters back. So don't be upset if my answers are short. It's because I'm too busy. I don't have the time to like do pen pal. We do that here though. You can talk to me here also. You can message me as well, but yeah, you understand, right? Because I don't want you to like send me a big letter and then be like, oh, what a bitch. She like answered me with like 3 lines, you know, because I have to. Yeah, thanks. I do care about you guys, and there are there are a couple of people that that email me. They've been doing that, you know, and I'm happy to see updates, you know. Happy to know when things are going well, or if they're not, then we pray for them, you know. And of course, if you're on Patreon, you can always message me there. You'll probably get a faster answer. Because the email, it's like there's tons of messages coming in and it's just, I get flooded, you know? So I prefer when people message me on Patreon, first of all. But you can Gmail me too. Okay. So thank you for joining me. Oh yeah, my Patreon is patreon.com/thetruthergirls. Yeah, I'm pretty busy. You know how it is. Anyway, I love you guys. You're the light of my life. One of my lights, definitely. And I'm always super happy to see you here. And I'm glad you're doing well. I love you guys so much. You guys are the best. So have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye everybody.